Hey everybody, my name is Anonymous Autumn, and today I have a very special guest with me. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey guys, I am ForeverAzrael, and it brings me great pleasure to be part of this new series that Autumn and myself are going to be doing from now on. So I'll pass it back over to Autumn, and he will explain to you guys what it's all about.
So pretty much what's going on here is that me and my buddy ForeverAzrael here, we're just going to be doing a series of dual commentaries on various topics that relate to YouTube, Battlefield, and maybe other things that lie outside of that realm. And so today we're going to be talking about YouTube channel size, the relation between large YouTube channels and small YouTube channels, and their quality of content and their subscriber base interaction. So to kick it off, let's talk about something that I think is very important to a channel's growth, which is subscriber base interaction. Now, personally, I think that subscriber-based interaction is probably the most, if not one of the most important things that helps a channel really grow at first, because I know that if I ever leave a comment on a smaller channel's video and they don't respond, I sort of feel kind of distant, sort of separated from them, and I don't really feel like that sort of connection to them, because I know most of the channels that I'm subscribed to on YouTube that are, above like 1,000 or so subscribers, I've been following for quite some time, and I've been doing so because of their quality of content and also because of their subscriber base interaction. And
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to have to agree with you on that part, because obviously being a small channel myself, I've tried to introduce into my videos, since the very go that I try and reply to every comment or private mail or email that I get, because I think it's a very important factor that if you stay in touch with your subscribers, then you're gonna, those particular subscribers are always going to be coming back to your channel, and you're not going to be losing people. Whereas what I've found, and this slightly annoys me sometimes, is that if you're a bigger channel, like you said, someone with over 1,000 subscribers, for example, or even some of the bigger guys who will probably not name, because I don't want to be bringing any hate into this.
Any YouTube drama.
Yeah, like YouTube money. But like some of the bigger guys out there, you send them a message and they just don't bother replying to you, and that's something that really does annoy me, because at the end of the day, they were also new once. Back in the day, they were a new channel and they had to do what we're doing now. And I think it would be a lot better for the community as a whole, not just for like Battlefield, but like the whole YouTube thing. If the bigger guys out there, got back to some of our smaller people.
Yeah, definitely. Like something that DQ Collins doing, maybe, I'm not sure if he's doing it anymore, but his whole new faces thing back in January, he shouted out a friend of mine, Insane Acorn, and another person, I think it was Dirk Deadeye. And I think he got a fairly decent influx of subscribers to both of those channels, which is great, because they're both, well, at least I don't know Dirk Deadeye, but Insane Acorn's actually a really good, he's a good YouTube producer, but he hasn't been producing much as of late, but he's good about interacting with subscribers, letting them into sort of what's going on in his channel, keeps them updated, either through Twitter or, YouTube comments and all that jazz. But yeah, like you were saying, you see a lot of that drop-off with the larger channels. I mean, I understand that it gets hard to sort of manage all the comments and messages that you get, and I totally understand that, but by reducing the amount of interaction you have to the point of none at all, that's where it becomes sort of like an issue with me. It's like, if you can't interact with the people you're making videos for, what's the real reason you're making videos? And that sort of goes to the whole YouTube money thing, just YouTube money. It's like they turn it into like this little side job that they're doing strictly for the numbers.
Yeah, definitely.
And then when you push back a little, you say, hey, it kind of feels like you're just doing this for the numbers. Like, oh, we're not doing this for the numbers. And they, like, I sort of had this whole behind the scenes thing with them because of just their methods of how they went about of gaining their subscribers. Oh, excuse me. What they would do, they'll go around to these random channels that have either liked or commented on a Battlefield video and say, hey, looks like you like Battlefield. Why don't you come check out my channel, buddy? and they don't bother looking at your videos. They don't bother trying to find out who you are. They don't really give two shits and a fuck as to what you are looking for. They just want your number. They just want that little subscriber notification on YouTube. You know, they just want their views and they want their subscribers. And actually, I was like, it seems to me that you guys only care about, you know, the money and the numbers. But they're like, oh no, we genuinely want to put out good content that people will like. It's like, no, you don't.
Dude, they so do. They so do care about the subscriber count, and that's all that, you know, that matters to them, because this channel that you're talking about, who I know who we're talking about, have done the exact same thing to me, and I've had it out with them in a couple of messages as well, and that was like you said, they came onto my channel and said, oh, hey, Azrael, your videos are awesome, we really like your stuff, you know, come by, check out, you know, our channel. So I did, you know, I was polite and I went over to their channel, and I can't, you know, be hating on them too much, because I do like the content that they do produce. I think it is good content and it is entertaining. But then when I ask them the question of, oh, so I like your stuff, I'm going to subscribe, what do you think of my stuff? And basically what I got back was a lot of shit. Like, I was quite surprised and shocked at what they were doing, because originally they did say that they enjoyed my stuff, and then they turned around and said, well, your gameplay is okay, you could do better editing, you know, your style of commentary doesn't appeal to the audience, you're not being, you know, as interactive as what you could. And it's just like, well, you know, I'm new to YouTube, I'm still trying to find my feet, as you know, as the saying goes, and just to be put down like that after you've given me obviously false positive feedback, I think that's just a load of bullshit, to be honest, and I think it's not really called for.
Yeah, it's just a dick move, pretty much, to put it in 2 words. It's a dick move, and like you said, it's uncalled for, and it's rude, and it really leaves a bad taste in your mouth, because A, they don't give a shit about you except for that number that you can offer them, and B, you know, it kind of makes you feel bad when they insult you. They're like, oh, you're not good, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. You know, criticism's good, but only when it's constructive. You gotta say, okay, I don't really like this, you should maybe do it this way, or add some of this, you know, instead of just being, oh, you suck at editing. You know, it's just like, that doesn't help the producer grow at all. That's just you putting them down.
That's exactly what I thought as well. I mean, like I said, I'm new to YouTube, I've only been doing it, I got my HD PVR for Christmas, you know, finally, after months of bugging my parents. You know, I am only 21, so, you know, I still do get presents off my parents, but yeah, like, I finally got my PVR and I sorted out my videos and I got stuff uploaded, and I know fine well myself that my first 2 or 3 videos weren't as good a quality as what they are now, and that was because I was trying to figure out my settings.
Yeah.
I wasn't really too confident in just talking to myself, like, into my laptop or PC for like 10 or 15 minutes or whatever. I thought it was quite weird, you know, it was a bit, it was like a surreal experience. It's something I wasn't really used to, but, you know, as the uploads go on, you know, the more that you produce, you know, the better that you get, and I like to think now, you know, that my content is a lot better than what it was when I first started.
Definitely.
And like you said, I have had positive feedback from that, and feedback is good, but only if it's, you know, positive or constructive, because it's no good saying to someone, oh dude, your videos are shit, your editing's rubbish, you know, you don't know what you're doing, because I mean, at the end of the day, that doesn't help anyone, and like you said, it just puts that particular person down.
Yeah. I mean, if the problem is that their content is not up to, you know, with a certain standard, then maybe people should sort of like say, oh, you should do this, you know, like editing. You know, just saying editing sucks is not going to help them become a better editor. It's useless. I mean, I don't know. But so yeah, I mean, kind of got off topic there, but the whole large channel thing, I feel like I'm a lot less connected to the larger channels. Like, maybe not like a community channel or like a sort of a network like Pixel Enemy or something like that, but with like single commentators, you know, hell, I even feel disconnected from Deku Khan, and I've been following him since he was under 1,000 subs, and I interacted with him a lot on his channel. I'm not saying like we were best friends or anything, but like, still, I mean, yes, he's got 2 kids, and he's got a job, and he's got a wife and all that, and he's got a life. And he does still manage to get at least some interaction in there, you know? But for the most part, a lot of the questions I see go unanswered and ignored, maybe. I don't know if he reads all the comments or not. And, you know, he puts out great content. He and he's a really nice guy too. It's just, despite his growth, I sort of feel like maybe his channel isn't as good as a smaller channel for a couple of reasons. One is the whole subscriber base interaction thing. I mean, that just makes the whole user experience 100% better. You feel more connected to the commentator. You feel like, you know, there's more kind of like a friendship almost getting there. And you also feel like you know what's going on and feel like what you're saying actually matters. And to me, when subscribers say something, it matters to me when they say, oh, hey, I like this, you should do this and this, you know, better, or something like that, you know, along those lines. I actually take that to heart. I look at it and just realize, hey, you know, that's a good suggestion. I should probably try that out. But
yeah, I mean, I'm exactly the same. I couldn't have worded that any better myself, and I'm a little bit annoyed now because you've sort of stole some of the stuff I was going to say, but but I mean, like, going back to D-Crew Colin and like other people like him, obviously me and you can both sort of have our opinions on the matter, but we haven't, you know, our YouTube channel isn't as big as what theirs is, so obviously there's two sides to every story, and I think, you know, one day hopefully if me and you both get to, you know, that size, and I hope that we do, because I do think the content that we produce is, you know, relatively decent. I think we will probably both find out firsthand that, you know, you always can't respond to every single message or comment. So, I mean, like Colin, he'll probably get, within half an hour of a video going live, he'll probably have like 500 to 1,000 comments or something straight away, and you think, wow, that's a hell of a lot of, you know, email notifications that you've got comments on a video.
Yeah.
But like you said about him with his New Year, New Faces project, I myself have actually submitted a couple of videos to him, and there was one video in particular which was my Grand Theft Aviation video, my commentary when, you know, I stole a helicopter from the attacking team on Rush and went to work on them. He actually left a comment saying, "Great flying, I like your video and stuff," and it got loads of thumbs up, and from that, just by him commenting on my video, it was obviously in his subscribers' newsfeed.
Yeah.
And I got like I don't know, like 25 new subscribers. Like, I remember I went to work in the morning and I checked my emails, there was nothing. I did an 8-hour shift and I came back and then I had like 30 new emails, and that was, you know, 25 new subscribers.
Yeah.
You've got like 10 new comments on this one particular video, and that was all because of Colin. So obviously he has a lot of power when it comes to YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, it's not just like interacting with subscribers like on a video comment. It could be something like your example, just going onto a smaller channel's video and commenting and liking and be like, hey, this is pretty good content. And then they know that appears on the homepage of subscribers. So it's even if they don't even check out the video, it still has that name in the back of their mind. And maybe if they see that somewhere, be like, hey, this is familiar. Maybe I should go check it out since I'm seeing it a lot. Maybe it's popular and all that junk. So it even something as little as liking, like I'm looking at the homepage right now, and one of the directors I'm following, he liked a recent video, and it's at the top of my YouTube page, and I haven't watched it yet, and now I'm considering watching it. So it's like, it's sort of, it gives it that exposure to really sort of grow that channel a lot more than it would have hadn't it not gotten that sort of comment or that like.
Yeah, definitely, and like you said, that it can only produce good things from it, because what we're talking about now, I know a guy that we're both subscribed to, iPornstar for Hire, he actually touched on the whole YouTube community and Battlefield community in a previous video, and he's mentioned, you know, sort of similar things what we're talking about now, and that was just, you know, you've got to help the community out. It's not just about, you know, say D-Crew Colin always liking like D-Crew's videos like Blinks and Stones and stuff.
Yeah.
If he has time to check out smaller channels, that's not just going to help the smaller channel, but it'll make the Battlefield community grow, and hopefully one day, you know, I would love to think that it would, you know, be bigger than Call of Duty, because I don't know, I think it one day it will. I would like to think it will, but what Pornstar said was it's only going to have that chance if people start to take more notice of other videos as well, not just like the big guys.
Yeah, definitely.
So there is people, smaller channels in particular, who I honestly believe that, you know, they put out more solid and better content than the bigger channels.
Oh, definitely.
Just because they're new and they want to, you know, please all our subscribers. You know, 20 subscribers to a small channel is a hell of a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, a big channel isn't going to care if they lose 20 subscribers in a day. But if a small channel like myself, if I lost 20 subscribers right now, that would probably really upset me, because I've only got like 150 or so. You know, so that's like a big chunk of my subscriber base. And like you said, the whole liking videos or favoriting them or whatever, or leaving a comment, that goes a long way into not only making that channel more well known, but making the community as a whole, you know, even bigger. And I think that's what people should try and do. But whether they do or not, that's a different story. But obviously, only time will tell, I suppose.
Yeah, because it's not just us here. We wouldn't have a channel. We wouldn't be making videos at all if it weren't for the subscribers. That's what a lot of people tend to forget, is that the most important thing behind a channel is the people subscribe to it. At least in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like you said, hopefully people do like what we spoke about and will leave feedback, and so we have enough information and other topics we can talk about in episode 2 whenever that comes. Hopefully, you know, maybe in a week or two's time, whatever. But we'll have to see how good, you know, the feedback is for this episode. But I'm sure, like, I will leave a link to your channel on my upload in the description, and I'm sure you'll do the same.
Yep.
And I do have the guys over at Tai Pow who will probably like this video, because the guy who's in charge, like I've said to you previously, is pretty level-headed, and he's got a similar mindset that both yourself and me have. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see what people think, and hopefully we get enough positive feedback that will inspire us to do a second episode. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Definitely. Well, this was fun, man. It's good talk. I think we went a little bit over our time set. Hopefully people don't lose interest. Hopefully they watch through to the end of the video. But, thanks for the talk, dude.
Yeah, man, it's been good. We've definitely got to hook up an episode 2 sometime.
Right.
But
yeah,
we'll have to talk about that. Anyway, guys, I've been ForeverAzrael.
And this is Anonymous
It's
Autumn.
been very good talking to you. So I'll hand it back to Autumn.
Yep. Sorry about that. Interrupted you. Yeah, I'm Anonymous Autumn. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to leave comments discussing the questions that I posed to you guys. And see you guys later.
Later.